Hey, what's up, guys? So I know it's been a while that we haven't been in touch, but I have today a little tutorial, just a little explanation of a little bit of a trick that you can do in Excel, and we like to call this the autofill function of Excel. And what's nice about autofill is it actually prevents you from doing unnecessary calculations the whole time. Now, for argument's sake, if we look over here, I've drawn up a very simple online shopping store thing, and for those that know me, I'm a big Xbox fan, and we're going to be doing calculations, right? We're going to take the price, we're going to multiply by the quantity to get the total. Same with this one, same with that one, etc., etc. Okay, and the thing over here is Excel is very clever, okay, because it will pick up that we're going to be doing a calculation in D5, okay, and what's nice about it is if I drag it across somehow or another, I should be able to get an answer, but because Excel is going to think to itself, okay, it's taking cells that I'm running across, and it's going to automatically think that, okay, whatever we did in column D, right, we took column D3, and it's going to multiply by D4, will give us an answer in D5. So if I drag it across, it should then register that in column E, it's going to take column E3, multiply by E4, and give me an answer in E5. And so we go along. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick with autofill, because we can do it horizontally and we can do it vertically. Okay, and then what you're going to see is I'm going to show you how autofill actually works on months and how it works basically using times tables. And I'll get to that just now. Okay, so let's have a look here. All right, so in these ones, it's just, I'm going to be honest with you, it's simple multiplication. Okay, so you know in mathematics, if a price of something is X amount and we want Y amount of quantities, we multiply them and we get a total value, correct? So what you're going to do over here is we're going to go equal. Now, we always start in Excel, you start with a calculation with the equal sign, all right? But in this case, it is not necessary for us to go equal sum and then open bracket, do the cell reference. Okay, we don't need to do that. Because these values are already in a cell and it is literally one cell multiply another, we actually don't need to specify the type of calculation. Okay, so what we can do is we can go equal. We click on that cell, you'll see it automatically reads it as D3 because in Excel, everything is in your calculation works on a cell reference. Okay, now we want to multiply it by this value over here. Now guys, I need to stress this, okay, it's your first time doing Excel. Excel does not read the X letter as multiply, okay, because if I go the cell D3 multiplied by that cell, I'm going to get an error called name, okay, and what that means is it doesn't register what I'm doing. And if we look there, the formula contains an unrecognized text, okay, so it is currently reading the X as a letter and not as an operation. All right, so what we need to do is we're going to delete that X out there and we use the little star sign. Okay, because star represents multiplication on a computer and in Excel. Okay, so we're going to go D3 with a little star at the top there called the multiplication sign, and we're going to click on the D4 cell. Okay, so at the moment you should have in that cell equal D3, which is the price of the Xbox One, multiplied by the quantity is 5. And if you do the calculations, and I just go enter, 5 Xbox Ones with a controller and a kinetic is going to cost 22,500 Rand. Okay, now that is the correct answer. Okay, now I know for a fact what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to go, okay, Sir's just told us we take the one cell, multiply by the cell, and we get an answer. Okay, but here's the thing. Autofill will recognize the respective cells for you in that column for calculation purposes. Now, please understand that later on, I'm going to speak to you guys about absolute referencing. Okay, that is not something that you need to stress about now. So in this case, autofill will work 100%. Okay, so before I get to autofill, we want to know, is my calculation going to be, or is my answer going to be the same when I do it the normal multiply calculation? Will it align with that of the autofill? So just for argument's sake, let's just check what this answer is going to be. So I go equal, I use my mouse, I click E3 because I want to now work out what is the Logitech G290 series steering wheel going to cost me. Okay, I want 4 of those bad boys. Okay, because everyone's in this notion of Forza and everyone's doing Gran Turismo, and you know, a killer system and a killer setup, you know, helps you on those corners in the game. So we want to take that price, we're going to multiply it by using the little asterisks, and we're going to click on that cell over there. And I get an answer of 34,399 Rand and 96 cents. Okay, so that is the answer that we need to get. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in 34,399.96 because I need to get that answer over there. All right, so what I do is I delete it out there because I want to show you the autofill function. Now guys, you need to understand that when you autofill, you can't just click on that cell and run it across, because you're going to get nothing, because you're not transferring a calculation across. Okay, you're getting nothing because look, if I click in that cell, look at the top over there, there's nothing in that formula bar. But because I've done a calculation in the D5 cell, at the bottom there you see there's like a little dark box, and if I put my cursor on there, it gives me a very dark plus sign. If I click and I hold it down and I drag it across, it's going to run the formula that I used in column D to get the total. It's going to transfer it into column E, F, and G, but it's going to use column E's figures and column F's figures to get the price and the quantity and a total. And if I let go of my mouse, it autofills the answers for me, and there we can see that answer matches that answer, which tells me I am correct. Okay, so what in essence have I just shown you? I've prevented, or I've saved you time by going, okay, equal that, multiply by that, enter. Okay, equal this, multiply by that, enter. I'm saving you time, because you're going to find when you do a practical exam one day, you're not going to get something this simple. You're going to get a spreadsheet and maybe 2 spreadsheets with multiple sheets in it. It's going to require some calculations. And guys, you need to be able to use the effective tools of Excel to be able to get answers very quickly and very accurately. All right. Now, over here, unfortunately, we won't be able to autofill because here it's saying total cart order, value, and items. So here we can't autofill, unfortunately, because what happens if I autofill, and I just want you to have a look over here. You can currently see in the formula bar, in cell D3, there's no calculation or formula put in. It is just the value that I have placed there. Okay, in all of them, you can see 999, 8599, etc. So if I were to go and autofill this column right across, all right, basically what it's going to do is it's just going to copy and paste that value to that cell, to that cell, to that cell. So unfortunately, we cannot do an autofill across those cells because each one represents a different product at a different price. Okay, and there's no calculations being done there. Similarly with the quantity, I can't go quantity in D4 and drag it across because it's going to just copy and paste the value number 5 right across. But I can do it in these cells because in this cell, I've instructed it to go that cell multiplied by that cell to get me an answer. And when I autofill across, it's going to tell me, okay, we can't use D3 times D4 for this one, because that answer is based on that times that. So when I autofill the answer across, Excel knows to get that answer, I need to take that multiplied by that. Okay, so that's the great thing about the autofill. It picks up a pattern. Okay, and the trend that we were doing, the pattern that we were doing was the multiplication in one column. When we autofill it across, it does it for us. Okay, so over here, these are just going to be basic equal sums because we want to get the total. Okay, so we want to know what a total rig is going to cost us. So what is the Xbox One going to cost us? The Logitech G290 steering wheel combo, Forza 7, and a controller. What is that combo going to cost us? Okay, so all we do is we go equal sum. Okay, because we want the value of everything. I drag it across. Okay, because I'm selecting my range. And please note I'm selecting my range on a horizontal scale. So it's D3, E3, F3, and G3. If I hit enter, to buy one of those individually, I'm going to get 14,799 Rand and 97 cents. And we want to know how many items are on the shopping cart in total. So again, we're just going to do a total there of equal sum. And there's 46 items on the cart or available. Okay, it is going to be very, very inaccurate to take that price multiplied by that price. Okay, because you must remember that's the price of one rig. Okay, to get the total cost of 46 rigs, okay, I would have to take that value. But remember now, there's not 46 Xboxes being bought, there's not 46. So again, we don't want to really use those two to work out a value of X amount. So if I were to ask you now, how much are 5 rigs going to cost me? Okay, all I do is equal that value, and I can actually put in my own value. I want to know what 5 of those are going to cost me. I don't have to use a cell reference for the number 5, and 5 of them are going to cost me 73,000. Okay, I just like to show you guys that it's important when you do your calculation to use cell referencing. And why do I say that? Because when you look at this from a marker's perspective, to do that calculation, that 22,500, that's worth 3 marks. Okay, because you get a mark for the D3, multiply by another mark for the D4. So because you used the 2 correct cell references, you're going to get a mark for each of them, and then you get a mark for the correct answer. Okay, so that is very, very important. Okay, now I want to go over to my other sheet, the auto month. Okay, and over here, it's very, very simple now. Okay, what I've done over here, I just want to show you the effect of autofill on a vertical scale. In other words, going down. And you need to remember that Excel needs to pick up on a pattern. Okay, it needs to see where are you at, what is your logical thinking behind it, and it can do the rest for you. And the example that I love to use is, one, I look at the months of the year, and then I look at a times table. Okay, and in this case, I've used the 12 times table. Okay, 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24. Right, so I want to continue the trend. Now, what's nice about Excel, if I select those two, okay, so I've bound those two at the moment, and I go again to the dark little box at the bottom, I get the solid black plus sign, and I drag it down. Take note how it's already telling me what's going to go in each of the cells. And if I drag it down over there, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then it starts again, January, February. Okay, so because I've put 2 consecutive months there, Excel realizes, okay, clearly this guy is wanting to do his months on the side. Okay, what happens now if I just had January? Okay, and I just had January and I want to autofill that. Well, I haven't picked up a trend. I haven't told Excel that there's going to be a trend. So it might just spit me out January, January, January. Okay, so I like to play the safe way that when you want to autofill, let there be a pattern. Okay, let's look at this one over here. We've got the 12 times table, and we're not always good at our 12 times tables. So if I autofill down just there, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84. So it's going up in increments of 12 the whole time. So I can autofill, okay? If I just put the number 1 there, okay, and I drag down, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There's no pattern, okay? But should I have put a number 2 over there, I select both of them and I drag down. Okay, Excel's going to pick up, right, this guy's got a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's safe to say that when you want to do an autofill, there has to be at least two consecutive numbers in your mind that's a pattern that Excel is going to pick up as a pattern. Okay, so it was a very, very quick, just off the top of my head, it's an autofill. I'm going to be doing another activity with you guys that I focus on all the functions and formulas that you're going to be needing for this year for grade 10, and then you guys can apply those certain ones to your activities that you do. So I really hope that this helped, guys, and I do appreciate you guys popping in to see what's happening. Cheers.